Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. We are doing a mock presentation of a roofing company with interjection of elements that you would want to bring up, whether it be items that you bring with you on the appointment or questions that you might want to ask in the discovery process. So Matt here owns a roofing company, and we are going to find out today how we can best help him. So Matt,
Yeah.
tell me about your roofing company. Tell me if you can kind of give me some background of when you first opened,
Yeah.
how long you've been in business.
Yeah. So we've been in business now for about 3 years.
Okay.
We started, it was kind of a family project that we started, me and my brothers and father, and we started doing roofs and we started to get more business, so then we actually turned it into a business. Before it was kind of like a side thing we did, and now it's what we do for business now.
In preparing for our meeting today, I was looking online and I couldn't find your website.
Right, yeah. We haven't had really much time or money to get a website together yet, which is something we'd love to work on.
Okay, so we'll talk about that in addition to some ways in which you can bring in new customers for roofing. Are you currently doing anything right now?
What do you mean? Marketing?
Yeah, marketing wise.
Word of mouth, mostly social media. We are on Facebook, so that.
I did see your Facebook page.
Right,
That's great.
Awesome.
Facebook. Okay. Do you know much about Valpak?
A little. I'm pretty familiar with getting them in the mail, but I don't know what more really you guys have to offer other than your mailing.
Okay. Well, Valpak's been around for almost 50 years. Next year we celebrate our 50th anniversary.
Wow.
I've been with Valpak for 22 of those 50 years.
Over half the life of Valpak.
Almost. Let's watch it there. Almost. Yes. We work with all types of different businesses, service businesses. We work with not only home improvement, but food, entertainment. In fact, I don't know if do you go through your Valpak at home?
Yeah.
Does your wife go through it as well?
More than me, yes.
Okay, good. Well, when you go through there, you'll see all types of different ads, service ads, home improvement ads. We do all the designing, and there's a print and a digital element to our strategy when we put together a campaign for you.
Okay.
So I'll kind of run through a few different approaches that we can take for you,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about your website.
Awesome.
Okay. Always have a Valpak map. Valpak mails monthly, once a month, every month, and in Columbus we cover 52 different zones of 10,000 homes each. So you pick and choose sections of the city, either demographically or geographically, that would make sense.
Okay.
Do you focus in all over Central Ohio? Are you primarily doing roofs in a specific geographic area?
Yeah, we for the most part have stayed in the Westerville area, but we'd like to obviously expand more into other parts of Columbus. But for the most part, it's been the Westerville and the East End and that area.
Okay, so northeast.
Yeah.
We're going into fourth quarter. Was there a goal that you had as far as number of roofs that you wanted to do this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, we set business goals, every year, and with the fourth quarter being kind of a more cold and snowy time in Columbus, it's difficult to get roofs in then, but we definitely have numbers that we like to get to before that.
Do you work all the way through December?
If weather permits.
Right, if it was last year, you could have worked through February.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me show you some samples of what some of our other roofing companies have done. And just as there's a formula for measuring out a roof and deciding how much that you would charge a prospective customer, there are magic formulas with Valpak as far as volume that make sense to make sure that you're hitting a large enough audience of who might need a roof right now.
Okay.
So when we take a look at some of these sample ads, I brought some testimonials to share with you as far as their success stories. We do all the ad design, but I wanted to point out in a couple of these volumes. So you were talking about reaching the northeast section of the city. This specific client has been mailing for 3 years, and they do throughout the course of the year per mailing anywhere from 4 to 10 zones.
Oh, wow.
So each of our zones are 10,000 addresses.
Right. So 40,000 to 100,000 people.
Yeah, 40,000 to 100,000 people. And it talks about their digital package, which I'll talk to you about as well.
Okay.
So when we're putting together an ad, let me grab my pen. There's a couple of things that we do to showcase our success to you.
Okay.
And the first thing is the telephone number. So we assign a unique telephone number that'll roll right over to your main line.
Okay.
So electronically we can share with you every caller's name, their address, telephone number, time and date of call.
All right.
And we can set it up to where you can listen to the call, which is important. Because if you're not always the one answering the phone, it's a really great idea to frequently go through those calls and listen how that phone call is answered.
Yeah.
Since that first phone call facilitation with whoever answers it is they're setting the face of whether or not you're going to get that appointment.
Right. Now, would this phone number take over my existing number, or would it have both, or?
No, we won't put your other line on there because then we won't be able to track it 100%.
Okay.
But we don't have anything to do with that telephone number. It
Right.
rolls directly over to your main line.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, that, I see your cell phone number is the main
Yeah.
telephone number.
Yeah.
Let's say, for instance, you go on vacation.
Yeah.
You call me, you say, hey, Jen, I'm going to be on vacation. Can you port that number over to a different telephone number?
Okay.
I can do it like that.
Awesome.
The second thing we do is similar, but we do it with your website. So we build you a landing page with a unique URL
Okay.
that has a hyperlink over to your website.
Okay.
And we're able to capture the Google Analytics on that as well. The third thing that we do is we take your Valpak ad, we build you what's called a business profile page. We attach your Valpak ad to the business profile page, but then we syndicate that page with 50 different search engines.
Okay.
So you were talking about growing outside of that northeast area. With the syndication to Google, Yahoo, Bing, the other search engines, let's say someone lives in Grove City, wants to get their roof done, and they're Googling roofing companies. You could populate several times
Yeah.
under those search engines with a link that looks like a website, but when they click on it, it will take them to the business profile page.
Okay. On Valpak.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do you search for businesses online?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone does.
We have an app.
Oh, wow.
So to reach a broad age range, if you will, you're a little bit younger than me,
Right.
just a little.
Yeah.
We have a Valpak app, and that is geo-based.
Okay.
So what that means is if someone's in Gahanna or the northeast section of the city and they're searching for a roofer on our Valpak.com app, which this is what it looks like, right there. So when you click on it, the closer the IP address searching is to your physical business location, the higher you populate.
Okay.
Have you ever used our Valpak app?
I have not.
Okay, well, we're going to have to download that for you before I leave.
I'll use it.
Okay, all right. Well, zone-wise. So we know, and I'll show you this, category performance guide. This is a guide that we use to help our customers choose appropriate volumes.
Okay.
Sometimes people will say, oh, I just want to test out one zone.
Right.
Well, just like you wouldn't put one shingle on a roof, there is a formula of success that we have gathered over the last 49 years of data that will help us guide you in the right direction so that right out of the gate, you're with a campaign that isn't too large but also not too small.
Yeah.
So we know of all the roofing clients that we work with that the average buy is a minimum of 10 zones or more.
Wow.
And throughout our 12-month season, and again, depending on where the roofing company is,
Right.
but in the Midwest, you probably won't be doing all 12 months.
Right.
The average number is 7. I think within Central Ohio, March through November, you would probably be fine with.
Yeah.
And then we would play December and January, just based on the weather
Right.
that's current. We know that per zone, expectation-wise, the average is 4 calls per zone.
Okay.
So if you're doing 10 zones, our goal is to get you around 40 telephone calls.
Okay.
The average digital actions, so between your Valpak.com syndication and then between the Valpak app, we can expect another 4. So now we're up to 8 per zone. And then as far as people looking for additional information online through the URL that we put on your Valpak ad, it's viewed about 15 times per zone.
Okay.
So we have a total number of actions of about, 23 per zone. I know that the average roof in Columbus is about $8,500. And just from working with past customers, I also know that the profit margin's about 30%, depending on how aggressive you have to get for that job.
Yeah.
Which that looks to be about $2,600 in profit per one roof. So if we're expecting about 23 actions, let's even just cut that in half.
Yeah.
And say it's a horrible mailing and you only get 10. And let's say out of that 10, you close 2.
Right.
Just 2. You have 10 zones, so that's 20
Right.
times 2,600. It's going to be super easy for you to make your money back. The way we have Valpak priced out is by zone, but there are discounts that you accrue with volume.
Okay.
So as long as you're doing 10 zones or more, you're looking at about $27 per thousand, or $2,700 per 10,000,
Okay.
which is about what you make on one roof.
Yeah.
So you're risking 1 roof per month.
Okay.
I think to start out, 10 should be our minimum. We can certainly look at more, but you were saying you have 1 crew, right?
Right.
Let's start out with 10 and find out where that goes. And then as we monitor the results, we can either add additional zones if you want to try to get in some last minute roofs for 4th quarter.
Okay.
You had talked about the northeast section of the city. So I am recommending, we've got 2 zones for New Albany, 3 for Gahanna. We have 2 for Reynoldsburg. Do you go out as far as Granville?
Very rarely.
Okay, so maybe we'll stay away from there. 3 zones for Westerville. So if you take a look at this northeast block, that would be the recommended 10 zones, but we can manipulate any of that.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I think 10 zones is a little much, just based upon the level of people we have. I feel like we may get too much work from that, because there's only like 6 of us, 7 of us, so we can split that up. But I think 10 is a lot if it works. I think we'll have almost too much on our plate.
Well, let's talk about that. I want you to start out with a campaign that right out of the gate will win.
Right.
You're not married to that same exact campaign.
Okay.
If you're getting in too much. What I don't want to do is have you do just, let's say for instance your comfort level initially was with 5. If you will trust my expertise in starting out with 10, if it becomes too much, we can decrease the number of zones. But these analytics have been pulled for optimal success within your category of business. And because it's not a pizza buy to where everyone going through the envelope would say, oh, I want to try that place. Not everyone's going to need a roof. And even you putting out the bestest coupon in the universe,
Right.
if they don't need a roof, they're still not going to call you.
Right.
But in these calls, it's not just new roofs. We're talking roof repairs too,
Yeah.
which is a whole other avenue of business for you.
Yes.
It's up to you, but I'm going to recommend that we start with 10, and you and I will be working together on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's talk about your website.
Okay.
And I'm gonna write up these 10 zones. Okay, so I'm thinking October, November. Let's leave December, January and February off the table for now, and let's
Okay.
pick back up in March.
Okay.
So I'll write down those months through next year. And again, we'll be in constant contact. I'm gonna have you sign here, and then initial there and there.
Okay.
Okay, your website. So I pulled what is called a buzzboard report. And this kind of showcases your online health. It's a really simple tool that we use to gauge other areas of strength and weakness within your business. Your score is 4% because you don't have a website. You gotta have a website.
Yeah.
We have a whole different department that can handle your website, and let me show you how that works. Basically, we build you a homepage, and that homepage is $300.
Okay.
And for every page that you want to add, it's $100. It's a one-time fee.
Okay.
You don't pay this on a monthly basis. You can start out with the minimum, which is 5 pages.
Okay.
And as you add additional services and want to add pages, we can do that.
Okay.
You don't have to do it all at once. Then what we do, because we want to keep you relevant, as you are finishing and completing roofing jobs, take photos of those. We charge a $79 a month maintenance fee for the website. Send them over to me. We'll just keep uploading them so that
Okay.
we're filling your website with relevant content.
Awesome.
Our websites are mobile friendly, which is hugely important,
Yeah.
because if you have a website that's not mobile friendly, you won't even populate.
Yeah.
So we take care of all the back end. We have a different team that will contact you. They put together everything for you. I mean, we have just dozens of samples of websites that we can share with you. But my first instruction to you will be find 3 roofing websites from your competition that you just love, that you like the best,
Yeah.
so that when we're putting it together for you, we can pick and pull parts from those
Okay.
that you like
Yeah.
for your website.
Yeah.
But that'll help build your brand. It'll also allow people to find you, and they do search online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facebook is good, it's just not enough.
Yeah. We've had people call in and ask about our website. I have to tell them it's not there yet, but hold tight. So.
Under construction,
Right,
right?
yeah.
No pun intended.
Right.
Okay, so there's one other thing we're gonna wanna take a look at today, and it's with local claiming.
Okay.
Do you see all these red X's next to the Google Maps, the Bing Local, the Yelp, and the YP.com?
Yep.
Those are the 4 big search engines.
Yeah.
To where if you do not have your name, address, and phone number listed, you're not claimed.
Okay.
If you're not claimed, people can't find you.
Yeah.
If they can't find you, you better have a tons of word of mouth,
Right.
or it's going to make business really hard
Yeah.
for you. We have a program that will set all of this up, not only on these main 4 search engines, but the other 50 or so that have platforms to where you need to be seen.
Okay.
Because people don't just search on these, but
Right.
these are the big ones.
Okay.
So without making this super complicated, it's a one-time fee.
Okay.
It's a one-time process, unless you move.
Right.
But we charge a one-time fee of $675. It takes about 6 months for all of this to be complete. But that same team who reaches out to you to develop your website, we will also have them talk to you about the local claiming, because both of those you want to do at the same time.
Okay.
What questions do you have for me?
No questions.
All right, well, that means I did my job.
Okay.
Are
I don't
you-
have any questions.
Are you wanting me to have someone reach out to you for the website and the local claiming?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's super important, and I think we should. We definitely need to look into the website.
Okay, and I'll just have them call you on your mobile phone?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, next steps, I'm going to put together the ad for you.
Okay.
I am going to take a look at the different roofing ads. I think the coupon that you should be using is up to $500 off any new roof. But in case it's a really tiny roof, like of a shed or something,
Right.
we'll put maximum discount 10%.
Okay.
So I'll put that together for you. I'll need your logo.
Okay.
If you can email that over to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll take care of all the rest and we'll make changes on it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.